What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, it's a continuation of the series of videos I've been releasing, and that's how many games do you see, or how many games does this NBA team win this season. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks. Obviously, we all remember the Atlanta Hawks from one season ago, or should I say 2 seasons ago, when they made the Eastern Conference Finals. And last year, I don't know, it was the same team, predominantly of the same players, Trae Young, Jarrett Collins, from Clint Capella, and I said Jarrett Collins, excuse me, I meant to say John Collins. A host of players to their roster, just making moves. They ended up trading Cam Reddish, and so on and so on and so on. Like I said, 2 years ago, they did make the Eastern Conference Finals, and in my opinion, I knew that they weren't going to make the Eastern Conference Finals again. I'm not going to say it was a fluke, but I'm just going to say that I kind of had that feeling that they weren't going to return as a team, as a legit threat in the East, because the East did get better last year. So I just didn't see the Hawks actually contending for the Eastern Conference crown again. Now, they did make the playoffs, ultimately losing in the first round. But winning, when it goes to just looking at their roster and looking at what moves that they made this offseason, of course, trading for a player like Dejounte Murray, which is like a big move. I'm interested to see how the combination of that backcourt with Trae and Murray actually look like. I think it's going to give Trae more of an opportunity to actually come off the ball more, play off of screens more, do more cutting and things like that, because we already know he can shoot the ball. Now, if he's coming off of screens and he don't have to predominantly make his own shit, create his own shot all the time, and the defense doesn't have to just pinpoint and know where he's at all the time, that's going to be a difference maker, because we know Murray can create his own shot, get to the rim and things like that. I think that backcourt is going to be definitely one to watch out for, it not just in the East, but in the league as a whole. Of course, Clint Capella, great rim protector. We know he's a lob threat all the time. John Collins has to return to form. Yes, he did get paid. So, the argument is always, once guys get their money, they kind of take a step back. And I'm not going to say that was the reason. I just think in the offensive scheme, he kind of lost his place. He kind of, at times, you were wondering where he was at. Like, he was MIA at times. So I'm hoping he returns to form. Another player I like that they have is Hunter. I like DeAndre Hunter a whole lot. I think he reminds me of like a Andre Iguodala. He reminds me of that wing defender. But I think his offensive game is starting to come around from when he was in college. So he's another player that I do like. They still have Bogdanovich, who we know can light it up and get hot and give them that extra offensive punch. In my opinion, I just think that the Hawks' main concern will be levels of defensive consistency, because I feel like they will be able to score the ball relatively at a higher clip. Now, last year they did score a lot of points per game last year, but I just think with adding Murray, that'll definitely help them score a whole lot more points. They won 43 games last year. I see them around, the East is going to be tough, so I definitely see them around 40, maybe 45, 46 games. this year. I'm not going to say play in, but around that 6, 7, maybe 8 seed, maybe. So we will see how things pan out for them. Um, another thing about the Hawks that I'm definitely intrigued with is Coach Nate McMillan. This will be his second full season coaching the team. The year that they did actually go to the Eastern Conference Finals, he coached the second half of the season because they did fire their coach halfway through the season. Well, not even halfway through the season. It was actually 34 games into the season. So they fired Lloyd Pierce, and then they hired interim coach Nate McMillan, and he took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. So, and they ended up, of course, losing, but ultimately, I don't think no one saw them beating the Bucks in that series at all. So, I think if the Hawks return to the form from 2 years ago, sky's the limit, especially adding a player like Murray. But like I said, I see them being around 46, 47, maybe 46, 47 wins. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, they added Murray and 15 wins to their season. Could happen, but ultimately I don't see that on their horizon. But I think they will be good. I think they will be eyeing for a play-in spot. Atlanta, the people of Atlanta, please come out and support the Hawks. It's a lot of times where I watch the Hawks on TV and the stands are empty. The team is not a bad team, but I do get it. The state of Georgia, the city of Atlanta Georgia is a football town. I know how much y'all support the football part of the city as far as sports go, but come out, support the Hawks. They are a pretty good, exciting young basketball team, and they could do some things this year, and I will be interested to see how things pan out in the future. Of course, as you know, this is Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network. Of course, you already know what you guys can do for me. Can you please like, subscribe? Don't forget to hit that post notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. Of course, I appreciate everyone tuning in. As always, listening and watching is greatly appreciated. Also, one little tidbit I definitely want to throw in about the Hawks. I definitely see Trae Young being an all-star. The Hawks could have two all-stars. I would not be surprised if they do, because Murray had a lot of people on notice when he was at San Antonio. So we will see what happens while he's in the East. Of course, it's going to be a lot more, shouldering of the load somewhat. I think, like I said, I think Trae Young will be playing off the ball a lot more this season. So that will be yet to be seen. Again, this is Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.